Did you actually vote while you were in Russia? Did you vote for like absentee mail-in? Yeah,
Yes, yes. I voted from. I think I voted in both the '96 and 2000 elections from there.
yeah.
So, but that's an interesting thing too because you know, I remember how rigorous the absentee ballot process was, and I'm just now having to learn. One of the things I'm going to start working on is the election security because I know it's going to be so controversial no matter what happens in November
Totally.
that I think every journalist needs to know all the laws
And
um,
mechanics,
and
even. Yeah.
and mechanics because we don't, frankly. I
You know, one
mean,
interesting place to look, just like to the extent you're taking an interest in that, is actually Puerto Rico. It's a U.S.
mm,
territory. They actually have single day voting, make Election Day a holiday. They have a lot of levels of protections. Like I think in some of this, often when you go to the sites, they make you put your finger in a die, such that if you go to another site, to know that you didn't vote in that same on that same
oh,
day,
that's
multiple different
interesting.
places. And one of the things, so I picked this up when I traveled there earlier this year and met with a lot of leaders locally just to understand how things work. And one of the biggest takeaways is, even for people who say, "Oh, this concern about election integrity is overblown," what I'll wait for is what is the best counter argument to, in a moment where there's at least a loss of public trust, to at least taking certain basic steps that would shore up public trust. And I
Hmm.
think that there's something to be said for a case for ritual. A, for actually what the ritual accomplishes. I mean, it's not like we're not asking people to, I don't know, do cartwheels and take, foot showers before they vote. We're asking them to show their ID, which relates to the act of voting. But I think having it as a national holiday and a ritual that you go through almost creates a greater sense of civic duty and commitment. It's also something that enhances the public trust itself. Like, even if, for those who, I'm not one of them, but even for those who would argue that it doesn't improve the actual integrity of the results by that much, at a moment of doubt, why not take a unifying, non-controversial step? And then, take every increment you can. It's something so important that you might as well want it to be as accurate as you possibly could want. That, to me, I think is as much the question of the solidarity we get in moving past what otherwise is a very risky issue, is public concern and trust in elections, that I'm open to the best arguments for the other side, but I haven't yet heard them in terms of moving to single day voting on election day, make it a national holiday, make government issued ID a requirement to vote. And I think if we ever got there, I certainly would commit for my part to be as loud of a voice as I could to the Republican base or any other that we are done complaining about concerns about election integrity.